First, let me be clear. Animal Well is a great metroidvania with excellent art and inventive features. When I say Animal Well has bad puzzles, I am referring strictly to the post-game content available after you've already beaten the game. I will be talking about spoilers and solutions for these puzzles throughout this video. Like most good Metroidvanias, new game features become available in Animal Well after you've been through the end of the game. All you really need to know about the game is that there are 16 hidden rabbits you need to find. The problem is that some of these puzzles you need to solve in order to find these rabbits are just straight up bad when compared to what the game gives you back in the end. And I'm gonna gripe about it. I'm just a little guy. I'll start with the most egregious example of bad puzzletry in this game, the rabbit mural. Near the center of the map is an eye-popping mural of a rabbit. Late in the game, you can reveal controls that allow you to program one of 4 colors onto any square in the 20 by 40 mural. Hidden nearby the controls for the mural is a different 4 by 4 mural with numbers around it. Your 4 by 4 mural is a single piece of the 20 by 40 mural, and the other pieces can only be found in multiple other individuals' games. So this puzzle is unsolvable unless you go onto Discord and ask Wong Slasher Extraordinaire 69 what his piece was, or use a guide. An individual will never know the puzzle is unsolvable. He'll end up grinding his brains against a wall forever, looking for rooms that don't exist and listening to random noise that he is certain is code. Every pixel becomes twisted and the funny little slime guy can't solve his funny little animal game. Now let me ask you this. What do you see when you look at this clear as day clue on this wall? That's right! It's Steve the Snail. And Steve is trapped, and he needs to get out of that room. And I need to fill out my map. The problem is nothing works. There's no goddamn way through this glass. So obviously the snail clue on the wall is the solution. Except it isn't. Who knows what the goddamn solution is? But this snail clue isn't it, dog. Let me explain to you how absolutely fuddled the logic of this puzzle is. What's actually depicted on the wall is a picture of the plant pod you start the game in before it opens. There are 3 different plant pods that look different based on whichever of the 3 save file slots you are currently playing on. And it goes even deeper than that. When the pods open during the very first seconds of the game, before you even know that you're just a little slime guy, they twinkle out light in specific cardinal directions just like the game's flute item. In order to view the pod opening of the save file you are currently playing on, which is required for the puzzle, you have to copy your save file to a different save slot, then delete the old file you were using and start a new game in its space. I know this is technically nothing to complain about, but personally, I see this as a series of events that can come dangerously close to becoming an entirely unnecessary royal fuck-up for a player. The puzzle is essentially, some lights went in a few specific directions. There is no need to ever risk your save file for it. Just because it's hidden behind 10 curtains doesn't make it a better puzzle, especially when you can't even tell what the pixel blob is supposed to be in the first place. And Steve is still trapped, with my unfinished map. Seriously, why is Steve even on the goddamn clue? Treble clef my ass. You think any of these puzzles actually have anything to do with music? Okay, let's talk about the music totems then. They're not music totems. These things are everywhere, literally all over the map, and a lot of them blend into the background really well. The first time a player is probably going to notice them, or make some sense of them, is right after they get the flute item. Like other good Metroidvanias, Animal Well tests a player after giving them a new ability to make sure they understand how it works before they can continue. Upon its use, the flute produces light and reveals an 8-note musical scale on the wall behind them, represented numerically via a number of pips. This configuration of a music scale in a circle is also reused later for multiple different puzzles. It's that clear and concise. When you leave the room via the way you entered, the first thing you see is a totem with pips on it. These totems are the only other thing in this game that have these numbered pips on it. So why would I assume that these pips on these totems correlate to a linear count of things? Why wouldn't I assume that the pip is the note to be played in this single piece of the code? It has nothing to do with music. The numbers on the totems are actually the order that a line is to be drawn across your map, grouped by the symbol type also on the totem. It is one set of symbols, the pips of different numerical value, but it has two completely different meanings, for no reason, and it goes against logic. You know what else goes against logic? You playing this game with a controller. I know this because everyone does, everybody knows, everyone uses a controller. I'm the outlier and I play on a keyboard. So, if anyone was going to somehow discover that the mouse has an impact on the game, it would have been me. But guess what? I had no idea. When solving puzzles, you don't really think about the game controls as a solution when you have to use a third-party hotkey program to rebind them into something more usable than a 2001 RPG Maker keyboard layout. The mouse control is a neat little guy feature, but do you honestly expect me to check behind literally every bit of green and grass in this game to discover the 1 pixel of space that you actually put something into? Literally in ass-fuck nowhere, behind some random nibbler chinchilla and some vines, is a series of arrows that will unlock another rabbit. That's not a puzzle, but more importantly, it's not fun. Even less fun is performing 3 almost frame-perfect inputs hidden in an almost unnoticeable hole in the ceiling. Even less fun is rubbing fruitlessly against a wall throughout the whole game, only to finally learn that the solution was something only a lunatic would think of. Just stand in this specific spot and jump to the left 2 rooms, then up 2 rooms, then flip a switch, then go down 1 room, then right 1 room, then fall into the death plane, all without touching the ground, so when you respawn, you'll be beyond the wall. It's so easy, really. I'm all for lunatics going above and beyond and discovering something hidden that was always there to begin with. But I'm just a dumb little guy out here, trying to beat his Metroidvania, and this dev thinks he's the Phil-fucking-fish of locking the ending of the game away from you. Let's be fair, Animal Well's ending A is pretty lackluster. And this isn't worth it. Most of these puzzles are just incidental things, no more than a simple code that's been obfuscated. Like the crow, dream, and fish rabbits. They're not tricky, they don't require much thought, but you better goddamn believe that you're gonna walk over every pixel of the game 19 times before you find them, as if that was the only part of the puzzle. These puzzles are so easy that you can literally do them without even having any idea what you're even trying to do, and you can succeed. It's like a million monkeys on a million EXEs of Animal Well. Case in point, the duck rabbit. It's easy to solve before you find the context explaining its clue just by the nature of its simplicity. There's also an idea behind it besides symbol equals code equals input. I was literally looking at the screenshot of the clue upside down and playing the notes on it backwards, and I got it to work in a minute or 2. Alright, now that you have all these rabbits here, use this. What's it mean? What's it mean? What's it mean? How the foo should I know? I don't know binary. I don't even know if that's actually binary. That's just what I've heard it described as. I couldn't even tell you what to search for in Google if you wanted to start learning what that was and how it works. But surely the payoff for all this will be worth it. Surely. It's a great ending, I swear. No, it's shit. No. It's schfitting. But you get a wicked cool flight mode for it. Only problem is, what am I going to use it for? Why would I want to continue? This isn't fun. For how good Animal Well was throughout, the ending was completely lackluster. You get a few fireworks and a carrot on a stick that leads you through an obtuse Easter egg hunt, all while failing to deliver an ending to the story, any final explanation for the events that have transpired, or insight into the world you're in. But it's okay. Dunkey put his artistic message behind an even more artistic Unicode pixel hunt, so who needs a story? Why, everybody knows all good stories are left up to the reader to decipher everything. The author says nothing. I'm gonna say it. Animal Well has bad puzzles. That's right. Say it. Keep saying it. And I'm just a little guy. Riddle time! Why is Animal Well like an onion? No, the answer isn't because it has layers. The answer is because if you leave it in the trash, it will continue to grow. And I'm going to gripe about it.